Welcome to Professional Playground Only, the podcast spotlighting hair professionals sharing their journeys and the real life stories behind the good, the bad, and the funny moments in the chair. I'm your host, Hadney Alexander, and today we're joined by Giovanni Jimenez, a talented barber and barbershop owner based in Burlington, New Jersey. Giovanni has made a name for himself, not only behind the chair, but also on major industry stages, including Paris Fashion Week, and has even served as a barber competition judge, recognizing excellence in the craft. Through his work and his platform, Giovanni continues to represent the artistry, precision, and professionalism of modern barbering. We're excited to have him here with us today to share more about his journey in this industry. Giovanni, welcome to the Professional Playground Only, brother. I'm so glad to have you with us.
I appreciate you guys having me. It's an honor.
Yeah, man. So listen, before we dive in, tell our audience a little about yourself, like where you're originally from, how long you've been in the barbering industry, and what first inspired you to pick up the clippers.
So originally, I'm from New York. I was
Okay.
born in Queens, New York, but I pretty much grew up in Jersey. So at this point, I just tell everybody I'm from Jersey.
You know the New York people are still going to claim you, right? Okay.
Yeah. I still claim New York though. I still claim New York. So I've been a professional barber for about 8 years now, professionally since I've been licensed, and
Okay.
then being a full time in a barbershop. And then what kind of led me to start cutting hair was really from cutting my own hair. So me living in Jersey, I used to go to New York to get a haircut, or I'll go to another barbershop, which was like about 30, 45 minutes away from where I was living at. So my parents wasn't trying to take me every 2 weeks just to get
Yeah.
a haircut. So in order to make my haircut last longer, I had to learn how to like cut my own hair. So from there, I kind of just picked up my dad's clippers, little Walmart clippers, $20, $15 clippers that super cheap, but I made it work. I made my
Yeah.
haircut last. So instead of going to a barbershop every 2 weeks, now I was going once a month or every month and a half because of maintaining my own haircut. So from there,
Wow.
that kind of led on to cutting my own friends at high school. I think we were supposed to go to a party, and one of my friends already knew that I would cut my own hair. So he reached out to me like, "Yo, you mind giving me a haircut so we can go to the party?" So I grabbed the little $15 Walmart clippers and the little big razor, super unsanitary by the way, but
You got to start somewhere, okay?
I got to start somewhere, and I made it work. Wasn't the best haircut, but we were young, so at that point nobody really cared.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
that
yeah.
that kind of like that was like the trajectory of me becoming a barber. Because coming out of high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was DJing. And then, but my initial plan was come out of high school, cut hair in the daytime, be a DJ at nighttime.
Okay.
But eventually, that DJ kind of just became a thing of the past. And yeah, I just started focusing on cutting hair. I mean, I had a full time job, a warehouse job for like 6 years after high school, but I got fired. And then that was kind of like that pivotal moment where I'm like, you know what? Let me become full time, indulge in being a barber. And
Yeah.
I ain't looked back since.
Oh my goodness. I'm so proud of you, bro. That is
Yeah, appreciate that.
amazing.
Yeah,
You know, a lot of barbers are going to relate to this story and need it. And your friend
yeah,
really trusted you because a man that lets another man cut his hair before a party, you know,
yup,
he knew you had it in him. That's pretty
yeah,
good. That's pretty
yeah,
good because y'all don't do that, okay?
yup.
Well, listen, Giovanni, I have to say your content is really impressive. Like, I love how intentional your page feels, the smooth transitions, the before and after moments that really bring viewers into the barbering experiences. Your transformations are sharp, brother. I tell
Thank
you,
you,
and
thank you.
I really appreciate how you showcase beard services and men's grooming. It's kind of great to see men embracing like self-care, and
Mhm.
your content actually really does a great job of highlighting that process. There was like, one clip in the page where a client was talking about how loyal he would be to his barber, and it really stood out because it shows the level of trust that can exist between a barber and their clients. What do you
Yeah.
think it is about the barber client relationship that creates that kind of loyalty?
So the way I look at it, I try to be intentional with my services, even with the barbershop that I opened up. I want everything to kind of be like, as men, we work hard.
Yeah.
A lot of men just work hard all day. We kind of mask over our problems and just, act like everything's okay. And we don't treat ourselves. Like women, y'all get your nails done, y'all get your hair done, feet done.
Everything did.
Y'all get a whole self-care spa day to yourselves. Y'all deserve it. As men, we deserve it too.
Yes,
So I kind of
absolutely.
like to provide that experience for men as well. Like, yo, you guys can just come here, relax. If you guys want to talk about your problems, we can do that too. Because in the beauty industry, we serve as therapists as well.
Yes,
So if you guys want to talk about your problems, we can do that. If you guys just want to sit back and relax and not talk and just kind of unwind, that's fine with
exactly.
me okay, too. But I also like to solve your problems and just relax. Like the beard services, I like to offer a beard wash, deep conditioning, a hot towel, everything that kind of just make you forget about your problems just for that
Yeah,
very moment or just gather your thoughts. I also feel like just looking your best, you start acting different. It brings the confidence back in yourself.
agreed. Agreed, Gio. You make the women want to be like, I want to get a beard. I want to have a beard service. Your things are amazing, and men do need that self care. And I'm so glad you have a space to provide that unique experience for them because that's not the normal, and that's a big deal. That's a big deal. I'm proud of you, Gio. So,
Thank you.
listen, my friend, before we dive into your journey of the good, the bad, and the funny, I want to start with something fun to warm us up. Are you ready?
Let's get to it.
Let's start with a pop question.
Okay.
Outside of hair, what's a hobby or talent that no one knows you have? Mind you, you just said you were a DJ, so you can't use that. I know. We peeped it. What else besides, or you can expand, whatever you prefer.
Let's see. I don't cook as often, but I can cook. I can cook.
Okay.
I be trying to make little like 5-star plates and stuff like that. I'm all about like plate decoration, that presentation. There we go.
Presentation, yeah, man.
Yeah, so I try to make sure everything looks good, tastes good. I'm a foodie. Like I love food. I just hate cooking because it's like
Yeah.
when I'm hungry, I'm ready to eat. I don't got time to be spending 30 minutes to an hour trying to cook something. But when I do cook, it come out real good.
Snap. Okay, Chef Kurt with the pot. All right.
Actually, to piggyback off that too, I used to make sandwiches as I was a kid. This I ain't really tell that many people. One of my goals is to open up a sandwich shop, and it was supposed to be called GEOs, which is an acronym. This was like I was what, second, third grade making sandwiches, selling
Yeah.
it to my friends for like 50 cents. But it was called GEOs. It had an acronym, and it stood for Gotta Eat Our Sandwiches.
Oh my goodness. Who
So
said two of them can't be done? Who said both can't be done?
it's gonna happen.
Who?
I'm manifesting it.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Listen, you've been an entrepreneur since you were a kid. So listen, the brothers could
Mhm.
leave the barber shop and the next thing they go next door for a sandwich. You never know. I'm just saying. We're gonna put it out
Mhm.
there.
Yep.
Okay. Jack of all trades. I love it. I love it. Now, Giovanni, I want to move into one of my favorite parts of Professional Playground Only. It's our signature segment. Now, this is where we get real about the good, the bad, and the funny people don't often see. So let's start with the good. What's been the best or most rewarding moment that you've had behind the chair?
I think for me, it was like very meaningful. My dad had cancer about like 2 years ago now. He's cancer free now.
Thank
Um,
goodness.
so he had cancer. He was going through chemo. He started losing his hair, his eyebrows, his eyelash, like everything. Every part of the body that can grow hair was coming off. So it came to a point where he was just kind of over it because he had patches of the hair, it was thin, and he was like, "I want you to just cut it all off." And I'm like, all right, let's do it. Because I was cutting his hair. He's the only one person, too, by the way, that only gets free haircuts out of me. But
Understood. Yeah.
back to the story. So yeah, so I went over to the house and I picked up the clippers and he just wanted a straight ball, like no guard, no nothing. So I just started balling him out. And like as soon as I took the first stroke of that clipper, I just started crying.
I
Like
was
I
gonna
couldn't.
say.
Cause like for my dad, he always had hair. He was old. I learned to take care of myself and my appearance from my dad. He always took care of himself. So for him, his hair was like one of the most important things to him. So I could feel that energy of him just like it felt like he was losing his superpower. And me doing that, it hurt a lot. So I started tearing up. My sister was there too, who also is in the beauty industry. So we both kind of, as siblings, we double teamed, and I did one side of the head, she did the other side. But
Oh.
yeah, it was meaningful.
Man.
And I grew up from a family where we don't show emotions as much. Like that was a very
Yeah, that's
emotional
emotional.
moment.
That's deep. Thank you for sharing that with us. How's your dad doing now?
He's good.
He's doing good. Is his
By the
hair
grace
come
of
back?
God, yeah, yeah.
How's it
By the
looking?
grace
Is
of
it
God,
is
he's
it like
doing
different
good. He got
texture
a
and
full
stuff?
set of hair
Yup,
now.
yup, yup.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know
yeah.
this, but Gio has a full set of hair. It might be pulled back, but I met him in Paris. He has hair, okay? His curls are
Got bundles for
popping.
days.
It's unfair, but that's another day. That's another day. I'm so glad to hear that. I'm glad you were able to have that moment and for your dad, because there's some moments that cannot be replaced with anybody else. You know what I mean? And he needed you. That's beautiful, Gio. Thanks for sharing that. Now, here's the crazy thing. With every high, there usually comes a moment that challenges you and helps you grow. That's the bad. So, without disclosing any names or salons, we always want to dignify others. What's been one of the most challenging or difficult moments in your career that tested you professionally or emotionally?
So I think for me was one time I was at the barbershop. It was a Friday night. I had a client in my chair. I cut him maybe like 10 times before that moment. So it was already towards the end of the haircut. I was pretty much done. I was just doing a little detail work to it. There's a clipper company called Walls. And at that time, they had a particular guard, the 1.5 guard. It was a white guard that for some strange reason, it was always very loose on the clipper that you kind of have to hold it to make sure it doesn't pop off. I was doing the detail work and I put the clipper above his head just to knock off any little hairs that are sticking out. Because it was Friday, everybody just kind of talking and whatnot. I don't know. I think I was talking and I didn't notice that the guard popped off.
Gio, don't say it.
And it wasn't until I heard,
Gio, don't say it.
and I'm like, man. So that the guard happened to fall off the clipper. He didn't see the guard fall off because I just like I still caught it. But by that time, the damage has been done. He had a very light patch above the head. So at that point, I kind of had to hold myself together, act like everything was cool because I didn't want to bring attention to me and my client.
Yes.
So I'm just brushing his hair, acting like I'm doing something. The whole time I'm in my head, I'm like, Gio, how do you handle this? You got a problem. How do we solve this problem? Act cool, act calm. So then I'm like, you know what? I think I got it. So I hand him the mirror. I spun him around the chair. Discreetly, I told him, I'm like, look, man, your haircut is on me today. This is why. This is what happened. But I got 3 solutions for you that you can pick from. Option A, I can give you a whole nother haircut. Now the fade would just be slightly higher.
Mm-hmm.
Option B, I can kind of try to blend that light patch in as best as I could.
Mm-hmm.
Option C was I can add like little hair fibers and
Mm-hmm.
color to kind of cover it. And then option D was we can kind of just leave it how it is. And like I said, at the end of the day, this haircut is on me.
Yeah, yeah,
You don't gotta pay for nothing. The next 2 haircuts is on me as well.
yeah,
But I'm taking full accountability of what happened. Like I made a
yeah.
mistake and I'm taking accountability. So he was like, yeah, you know what? Just give me a whole different cut. Like just bring the fade higher.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I did, and I took full accountability of it. At the end of the service, I still kept it discreet. Nobody even realized
Yeah,
what happened. He still gave me a tip, and he still came back a few more times after that. But ever like that right there at that very moment afterwards, I just felt so drained. I'm like, I don't want to
yeah.
cut hair for the rest of the day. Luckily, he was my last client, but
Okay,
I'm like, I
yeah,
did not feel like cutting hair for the rest of that day. Nobody else knew at the shop knew what happened until afterwards after I told them. And it was very surprised. It was like, I didn't even know that happened. Like the way you handled everything was
yeah,
very discreet and professional.
yeah,
But
man.
I definitely felt challenged.
Yeah, that
Definitely.
is an excellent story of like the things that we go through are the only reason that we become who we are today. This level of your professional service, the professionalism, the dignity for him too, because no woman or man want to be called out of what happened.
Mm,
Women, we would have been crying, we would have made it
yeah.
obvious, but I love the way you handled it. That's such a great example for other future barbers or even stylists, like for women as well, when we go through those things, how to handle it with dignity and class. Proud of you. Proud of you. But
'Cause
bruh.
the way I look at it, I'm like, even if he were to leave a bad review,
Yeah.
I know he's going to mention that at the very end of the review.
Yeah.
Like he solved the problem. Because one
Yep.
thing I learned was that all bad reviews can be you can use it to your advantage too, because when
Yes.
people are looking at reviews, and you know how sometimes businesses reply to those reviews, they also want to see how you conduct yourself with those bad reviews.
Yep. Yep. That is great advice. Actually, that's great advice. You are filling our stylist cup today, man. Now, Giovanni, there's bound to be hilarious moments behind the barber's seat. What's been one of the funniest moments in your career behind the chair?
So I remember one time, the last shop I was at, in fact, the way they have it set up is kind of like a suite. Like we're all under one umbrella. Yeah, but you, kind of like a doctor's office. You go to a waiting room, and then every doctor has their, separate rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Same type with the barbershop. So I had a 2 o'clock appointment, new client. Let's just say for the sake of the video, his name is John. So
Yes.
so I went to the waiting room. I'm like, "Hey John, I'm ready to service you." So there was 2 people in the waiting room. One just happened to be on the phone. The other guy was sitting down. The guy gets up. I bring him to the room. What are we doing today? He tells me, "Yeah, I just want my beard done." But on my appointment schedule, it's showing a haircut and a beard. So I'm like, "Well, here it says you got a haircut and a beard. So you just want the beard done?" He was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay." So I start on his service. 10 minutes into the service, the barber next to me, next door, he goes to the waiting room. I guess he was running a couple minutes behind. Goes to the waiting room and gets his client. Then he comes back to me and he was like, "Hey, do you have someone named John in your chair?" I'm like, "Yeah, I have a John. Why?" He was like, "I got a John on my schedule, and the guy in the waiting room said he's waiting on you." I'm like, "On me?" I'm
No.
like, "What?" So we take a look at each other's schedule. Turns out he has a John in his schedule. I have a John on my schedule. So we accidentally somehow ended up with each other's clients, who just both of them happen to have the same name. Like I said, for the sake of the video, both of them name is John. So,
John
so
Doe, how did it go?
but so we explained it to each other's clients. They were all cool with it. Everybody just
Okay.
laughed it off. And
Okay.
I continued with the John I had. He continued
Okay.
with my John, and
Okay.
yeah, the
Okay.
rest is history.
Thank goodness. Everything went well for the John Does.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
goodness. Yo, that's wild. That happens a lot though. Everybody knows if you ever have it happens. Same names will
yeah.
get ooh,
That was the first time that ever happened too. That
man.
was
Now you
crazy. Out of all
verified
the
now,
years
right?
cutting out, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I do too. I do too. Same, same. Gio, well, listen. To close, I just want to ask you something for the next generation of stylists and creators and barbers. For anyone who's watching, who wants to follow in your footsteps, Giovanni, what helped you sustain longevity in this industry? And what advice, at least what's one advice you would give to the fellow barbers starting today?
So longevity wise, I'm always a student to the game. I always hear that term master barber, master stylist being used. I would never consider myself that a master at anything, because trends always change throughout time. Hairstyles come and go. I'm always a student to the game. I'm always trying to learn, pick up new techniques, or relearn an old technique that I might have just stopped using and now makes sense more. Or even hairstyles. Like right now, it's a lot of like mullet and shear cutting
Yeah,
hairstyles that are trending in the barber industry.
yeah,
So that might not be a thing in the next 5 years, but 10 years down the line, it might be a thing again, and we have to relearn that pretty much. So always be a student to the game and be consistent. We're service providers, so being professional and our customer service skills is very important as well. And then for anyone new, like getting into the industry, whether you're a stylist or a barber, I think the biggest tip that I wish I would have done coming out of school, cosmetology school, barber school, whatever it is, try to find a busy shop that has a lot of walk-in traffic,
mm,
just so you can work on your skill set, work on your
mm,
speed. I know it's always a bad stigma, like places like hair cuttery, great clips and stuff like that. But I feel like those places are a great place to start, because you have a lot of people that walk in there
yep,
just to get a haircut or
yep,
whatever service it is. They don't really care about the overall execution of the haircut. They just want to get in and out.
yep,
At least a lot of those clients are. I wouldn't say
yep,
all of them, but a lot of them are. So I feel like those places are great to start, just to build your skill set, build your speed up, build your customer service. And
yep,
a lot of times those places offer classes as well. Great place to learn education and just build your clientele up. And
yep,
then once you establish a clientele, or you feel like you're ready to move on, then you can find a shop that actually best suits you. Or if you want to have your own space like a suite, then you
yep.
can do that as well. But I
Yeah.
feel like those places are great places to start, and I wish it was something that I would have done starting out because my career was a little slower than a lot of other people because I put myself in a shop that didn't have heavy walk-in traffic.
Yeah.
So I had to master the art of marketing through social media, which
Yeah.
requires a lot of patience.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does. That's such great advice. I actually started off when I started doing hair at a hair cuttery while working corporate, and it does give you that good experience of what it feels like to be on spot with a new client, professional, like having to make sure you master different skills and going to
Mhm.
classes that they offer for free. They don't may not be the type of wages that we aspire to have, but it
Right.
definitely is a good stepping stone to find a place that gives you some type of opening into the industry until
Yep.
you're ready to make the next step. That is really great advice for barbers and stylists, Gio. Thank you so much. Giovanni, my friend, thank you for sharing your journey, man. We
Thank you for having me.
absolutely, we truly appreciate you being a part of the professional playground only. So, my people, audience, if you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe at Professional Playground Only. Share it with your stylist friends and follow Giovanni on all platforms. You'll actually find his information on the screen below. And until then, we will see you on the next episode of Professional Playground Only, my people. If that's it, we're done, man. Thank you. Thank you.